favorite and the Indian startup on the electric field, that is Emflux, introducing their first bike, Emflux 1. And today we are going to meet the CEO and the founder of this company, Varun Mittal. Hi Varun. So can you tell me, like, in a very small, how this idea came into your mind? How this idea?
So I met with an accident something like 2 years back, and that is when I decided, okay, I need to do something on my own. And I always wanted to make motorcycles, even before my college days. So literally I can say after that accident I got that guts to really step out and do it. And that time was really good to make electric vehicles because electric will be the future, and I want to make something for the future effectively.
So this is future. So when we can expect this bike into the production line?
So we will do our first customer delivery by April of 2019. That is what we are aiming for, and we hope to achieve it.
You actually make us proud because what we Indians think of, like, electric superbike startup, this is the first bike which is very beautiful, very beautiful. Everyone is totally only concerned about one point, that is there any supercharging available or what is the time for the charging.
Okay, so inside the city you don't need supercharging because we give a sensible range of 200 kilometers inside the city. But if you are going on the highway, we will be installing the chargers starting from highways in and around Bangalore and then extending it to different cities across India. Wherever we will be serving, we will be installing those charging stations on the highways around those cities.
And what is the approximately time required for the charging, full charging 100%?
So at home from a 15 amp socket, if your battery is fully discharged, you will require around 3 hours to charge it from a 15 amp socket, the bigger one. And on the highways, if you have a warp charger, you will require 36 minutes to fill your batteries to 80%.
Okay, that when you go for the, like, basically when we talk about this electric super bike, we are only concerned about is there any compromise on the speed, acceleration?
In terms of acceleration, we have done better than a leader class bike, which is 0 to 100 in 3 seconds. In terms of speed, we are limiting it to 200 kmph, which is reasonable considering the state of the roads in India. But as you know, the aerodynamic drag increases substantially as your speed increases. So you are consuming power as a cube of velocity, right? Very technical, sorry for that. So as you go faster, you will be draining the batteries faster, and that's why we are limiting you to 200 kmph.
When we talk about like super bike, this is a super bike. Okay, so you are giving the maximum speed, maximum charging. What is the price range that you put into for this bike?
So the standard version will be 6 lakhs on road. We talk about on road price, what you will really be able to buy it for. And with performance upgrades, so like the all-in suspension, race and track spec, fully adjustable suspension, preload, compression damping and rebound damping on both the fronts and the rear, plus forged alloy wheels, forged alloy rims, plus carbon fiber body panels. You can expect somewhere around 11 lakhs on road for all the 3 upgrades, performance upgrades.
So you're targeting one of the very, like, specific audience for this super bike, not the general public.
So we are targeting the early adopters and technology enthusiasts, and that's been seen numerous times in this world, right? Any new technology is introduced in a new market are first bought by technology enthusiasts and in case of a motorbike, riding enthusiasts who want to try something new.
Okay, Varun, can you tell me your favorite best 3 feature on this bike?
Okay, I love the fact that it's a single-sided swing arm. We have Brembo brakes, they work wonderfully. The braking power is really crazy. Other than that, I'm going to buy it with the all-in suspension upgrade, and I love that. I love the feel of it. I can adjust it, though there are a lot of features like the display and all, but personally for me, these are the three things because I am a mechanical engineer. I love the mechanics, the dynamics of it, right? Like some will reduce the weight by around 7 kgs or so. That is our target weight, and we'll achieve it by optimizing the motor, by optimizing some of the parts of the chassis and all. So that optimization still needs to happen. Also the cooling parts, the heat sinks, and the casings of the circuits and all. So we will be able to do that, and then you have a pretty decent. So it's around what 0.4 or so HP per kg. I can't remember it much right now. But it's not the same HP to kg ratio as petrol, right? Because you get flat torque curve from the beginning. Right. So your acceleration is way better in case of electric as compared to a gas bike.
Yeah, I heard like it achieve 100 in just 3 seconds, now.
Yes.
Which is very good. Like everyone is main concern is what are the range of this bike and how many times we need to charge it, and is there any supercharging option and other options are there or not?
Okay. So in terms of range, you can expect 200 kilometers realistic range inside the city. On the highway, it depends on your speed. So if you are going at 80 kmph, you will probably get around 150 kilometers. But that also depends a lot on your riding style. So if you tend to use brakes more than regenerative braking, so like unlike petrol vehicles, let me explain you what regenerative braking is. Unlike petrol vehicles, when you leave the throttle, the bike tends to recover that energy, kinetic energy, and put it back into the batteries. So your motor acts as a generator. So that is a very good feature of electric vehicles as compared to petrol vehicles. And what happens is you tend to use your brakes much less as compared to petrol bikes. What that does it prolongs the life of your brake pads. Also, you are recouping that energy, so your range increases. So when people start riding it, they get so habituated to regenerative braking that they stop using brakes. And that is what we have seen with our employees who have tested it. That is what we have read in comments for Zero motorcycles in the US. That is what happens. In 1 week itself, you get so used to leaving the throttle for regenerative braking that your riding style will change. And if you tend to use regenerative braking most of the time instead of normal brakes, you will get higher range.
And Varun, another important questions for Indian audience. Sound. How are you going to manage that? People crave for a 3-cylinder or a 4-cylinder motorcycle, right? How are you going to manage that? Selling this off to people.
There is some sound from the motor. It's not as loud as normal bikes, especially not like bullets and all, right? But you have some sound. It's more like a jet engine sound more than a IC engine, right? And especially while regenerative braking, the sound changes, and that's also a very nice sound, very sweet sound. Maybe I have a bias towards that sound because I live electric right now, right? But it's a nice sound. It's a jet-like feel, jet-like sound.
I have seen car manufacturers using speakers to produce that sound. Just to get that feel of it to people. So I think BMW has done this. So do you have any idea of maybe thoughts that you should do it?
Yeah. So we have a speaker. We have a processor powerful enough to give you very realistic sounds. But as of now, we don't plan to do it because somehow from the purity perspective of electric vehicles, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But if we see that every customer is demanding that, we can do it. We can give you an option of sound. So you can replicate a 3-engine, 4-engine, jet engine, whatever you want. It's just producing that sound, right? But as of now, we are not planning to do that. We can do one more thing. We can amplify the sound of the motor with sounds like a jet engine, right? That's also a very nice sound. But right now, we don't plan to do that.
H2 motorbike has that sound because it has a jet engine in it. But,
Can you show me some smart feature that you put into this super bike? I heard so many smart feature about it.
Well, we have a whole dashboard. This is a dummy dashboard. You can see how the screen will look like. You have all the connectivity features: Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 4G. It talks to the cloud. It uploads the data regarding the diagnostics of the bike to the cloud. You open the lock with your app. you have a fully digital display. You will have dual front cameras, single rear camera, and you can record your videos. You can have navigation. You name it. There, whatever feature you can see. It's like weather. You have the weather here. You have notifications from your phone. You have reminders. Like when I was just kidding here, my designer, so he put his wife's photo there saying take wife for shopping someday.
And is this the rear view camera that we see?
This will be the front view camera, but you have also the rear view camera, so you can switch between them. But nobody wants to see the rear view. Anyways, up to them.
Yeah. Okay. But why do we have this here?
So you can start recording if you want. You can start recording.
So you can record your journey also.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you
that's
see
very nice.
reminder. Take wife shopping someday. He's a funny fellow as well. So all those features are there. It's just a different way of doing things.
Yeah. So is there any other models also there, or only this one will be upgraded one and more and again then?
No. So this one is the first one, limited production run, 499 total number of units, 199 for India, 300 for abroad. The production will cease. You will not be able to get your hands on it if you don't get to one of these units.
Right now.
And after that we have a Model 2 which is based on a similar mechanical and electrical packaging, but a naked version. A bit cheaper, as I told you, to compete against the Ninja 300 and the R3s. Especially people should switch to electric. That's what we want. And yeah, we will start the deliveries of that one around 6 months after we start deliveries of this one. So yeah, you can expect that to be around October of 2019. But if this gets delayed by 2 months, that gets delayed by 2 months. Between this and that, it will be 6 months for sure. Because certification wise, it's easy because we will be taking certification of this, and most of the critical components remain the same. So that is doable.
Varun, how many changes do we expect from a concept
Okay.
to
So-
the production line? Because we see glamorous bikes or cars here in Auto Expo, but eventually what comes to the customer is
Indian
something
customer
else
especially.
altogether. Indian customer to be precise.
Okay.
What do you have to say about
So probably we might do something with this line, but not necessarily. It's a bit sharp, a bit less ergonomic in terms of riding it on a track. But more than that, this feature will change because it tends to hit your stomach, especially while you are ducking. So there are some changes. We know these changes needs to be done to make it more practical. But in terms of the aggressiveness of the design and in terms of the coolness factor, you will not lose anything, for sure.
Another point, I am 6 feet tall. I see that if I sit on it,
Sit on it.
I probably will not be
Sit
able
on
to
it.
Sit on it.
6 feet tall and I still cannot touch my stuff.
So the width needs to go. So we will be reducing the width a bit over that area. So that and that is because it's on the stand, so it's almost 4 inches, more than 4 inches above the ground. So if I remove the stand, then you should be able to keep your feet
In
properly.
that case, somebody who's not as tall as I am will probably not be able to.
So we will be reducing the width at that point. So this will start going in
Okay,
a
this
bit
will be later.
earlier, right? Those changes will be there. So some ergonomic changes, but other than that, you can keep your feet and see how it feels ergonomically.
So I want to ask a very intelligent question from the point of view that what if government is supporting you or not? Like,
We are still waiting for clear policies from the government regarding the incentives available to the electric vehicle manufacturers. But that's not so important for us as the charging infrastructure question is. Because there are some rules in India which forbids you from reselling electricity without a distributor license. And obviously it's not easy to get a distributor license. And if I want to have charging stations to support my bike, I need to make that as a business as well, right? I can't just put in my money and let it sink. I need to be able to sell electricity to other vehicle manufacturers and actually support the ecosystem. Its requirement is very less.
Right.
You just have to change your tires, whatever is normal wear and tear, like the chain, the tires. brake pads less often. Other things are very less. So overall, you tend to save on the maintenance. You tend to save on the headache of going to the maintenance center every 2,000 kilometers or so.
Right.
You tend to save on the fact that you use less. Your running cost is cheaper.
Right.
And other than that, you don't have to go to the service center. We come to you. You tell us the location. Our service truck will come there, service it, give it back to you. You don't have to take any hassle. And in case if you are going to Himalayas, Thar Desert, anywhere, and you get stuck because of the quality of the bike, because if something goes wrong in the bike, we'll fly a person down to you and get it corrected then and there.
Wow.
That is our guarantee on our cost.
That's
it's
nice.
because of us. If it's because the bike stopped working in between.
Right. Because I've been to Himalayas, I went to Ladakh, and I know what kind of things that happens. And it's great to see that you are providing that service to us.
Yes.
Amazing.
And that too, like if you meet with an accident, then we'll still send a person, but that will be on chargeable basis. But if it's because our bike stopped functioning, even if you are crossing a river and our bike stopped functioning, we will send a person to get it corrected then and there.
Wonderful. On that note, we're going to be signing out. Thank you so much, Varun, for your time.
Thanks a lot.
And good luck with your bike. Thank you so much.
Sure.
So can you want to say anything to our iconic audience?
Cool. Hi, I am Varun Mittal, the founder and CEO of Emflux Motors. You can watch us more and get more updates about Emflux Motors on iGreening.
Right.